Look at those eyes. Freaking army.
Is that not the best music for an intro? I think it is.
What is going on, Unconventional fam? I'm so glad to see you.
Welcome to Friday Fish Facts. I'm your host, Ron DeSantis. We have got Anthony in the house today, Unconventional Aquatics. Anthony, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Ron. What's up, everyone? I didn't know you liked that intro music so much.
Oh, man, I dig that intro music. Man, it's the best.
I found that beat it was like 3 o'clock in the morning one day when I was trying to make the perfect intro. And yeah.
There's been a lot of hype for this video. Like, I put it out yesterday. Like I always do the one day early. And you maybe get like 2 likes. I always have at least two thumbs down, somewhere between 2 and 5. That's how I know I made it, man. Like people know me enough to not like me. So, I mean, but you had like 8 likes. There was chats, like people going in the chat. Like I was checking there regularly and people had commenting. Like I saw Matt's Monster Fish was in there early. I saw like Smoke D was in there early. V-Stag was in there early. So many people. It was awesome.
Nice. Dislikes are awesome though, Ron. They're counted the same anyway.
They are counted the same. So hey, yeah, man.
Welcome.
Hey, we're gonna jump right into the chat for a question here because Hawaiian Peacock, my man Mel, he was here. He's got the first question. What's the biggest freshwater fish you caught, and what's the biggest freshwater fish you got?
The biggest freshwater fish that I've caught. Oh Lord, that would be. Oh, we're going back like to my teenage years. Would be. I mean, does an alligator count?
Oh man, you caught an alligator? That's cool, man.
That's a reptile, but I guess fish would be the alligator gar. I'm from Florida, so I've caught some big alligator gar. But I mean, in terms of like bass, well, I guess between the red-tail catfish, the crappie, and the bass, they're all about the same size. But the biggest bass I've ever caught was 8 pounds. So I'm hoping I can break that record in 2019.
That's awesome. Let's say hello to some people that are in the chat here. We have got, of course, Mel, the Hawaiian Peacock. V-Stag is here. Kaylin is here. Zach, SC Fish Keeping is here. We've got, of course, Unconventional Aquatics and Friday Fish Facts are both here. Matt's Monster Fish, Aqua Apprentice, Jesse HC Aqua is here. Maple Street Aquatics is here. Wayne Just My Fish is here. Sugary is here. Weston Case is here. I saw Western Case, I think, was over at 4 o'clock thinking it was East Coast time. We've got Mile High Plecos. Yo, yo, yo. And actually, I'm going to have an unboxing coming up this week from Mile High Plecos, which his Plecos should probably arrive here sometime during this live stream. So that's pretty cool. We've got 54 nice. Punchy is here. Captain 3654, Don Gallagher, Lacey's Place, Anthony the Long Island Fish Guy, Joseph JC's Aquatics, Pam 54 Punchy, Rymax Cichlids is here. Wow, we got a full house. Cameron Learning to Fish Keep is here. Linktone is here. Cichlids 23 is here. Hello, everybody. Petsotics, if I didn't say hello, hello. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining Anthony and I today. And let's get into this, man. You were in the military for 8 years, and you lost the vision in your right eye from that. Is that correct?
Yes. How'd you know that?
Oh man, we're professional here. We do our research. What was your rank in the military, and what branch of military?
I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years. I got out as a sergeant. I can't see really at all out of this eye, and I lost like 90% of my hearing in my right ear. So, bad knees, the whole 9 yards, and now I'm living life with my fish.
So you started your YouTube channel and to keep fish to help deal with your negative emotions from your deployments. How has that helped you, and how do you think that has helped others?
Well, I mean, so the fish has helped me, I mean, tremendously. Back in 2015, my wife is actually here, Kaylin. That's who that is in the chat. And she one day did what a good wife should do when I was in a bad place. dealing with the after effects of combat deployments, and she told me that I had to get help because the route I was going on was either gonna realistically it was gonna either kill me or kill my family kind of thing. I was gonna lose my family. So me being a big bad Marine, I went in and I was like, yeah, I need help. Kind of like not taking it seriously. But long down the road, I ended up going to this program where we spent a day with horses. And,
Oh yeah.
And that was when all the therapy, the years and years of therapy, like really hit me. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is awesome. And I had fish in the past. I'm from Florida. Like I've grown up with fish in my life, all my life. And one day I was like, well, I can't have a horse, so let me go get a fish tank. And that was tremendous. And it was like I spent every bit of time that I had, researching, learning everything I could. And then YouTube came about. I was sitting in my psychiatrist's office one day and I was like, I just want to be the person I was before I ever went on my first combat deployment. And it was weird because at the time I didn't like talking to anybody. So YouTube, I could talk to a camera and I could know that I could be myself and that nobody was listening to kind of judge me at that moment. And then later on in YouTube, I found out that, you're going to get judged anyways. But YouTube has been like a huge, better than the 50 plus medicines that are sitting in my cabinet right now. And just the people that I've met all across the world. And it's just so fun.
Well, you know what? You're doing phenomenal things in YouTube. I think around the summertime, you're about 1,500 subs. And congratulations, you hit 4,000 maybe a week ago, maybe not even. So you're doing awesome, man.
Thank you. It's been crazy. I still remember the very first video I ever uploaded, and people all the time are like, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, do it. Because one day I looked at my very first video, it had like 4 views, and then it had 1,000 like a week later. I'm like, just do it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. There's a few people that are saying thank you for your service in the chat here. I just feel like you should see that. Prolific Breed Hugh has said that, and if there's a few other people that have said that I've missed, I apologize. We got some more people.
Everybody. Thank
more
you for...
people in here. Yep.
I'm sorry. It was a little bit.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting me on this journey that heals me now and really keeps me together. So that's like the best thing ever, because a lot of people don't realize that like this is in fact my medicine.
There's a question here. Sickless23 is saying 1,000 views. How did you do that?
Oh, it just one day it's a horrible video, and it's still up for everybody to see. I leave the old videos up for evolution purposes so people can, I guess, see where I started. But I was just looking. I was looking for a review on a wave maker. I couldn't find it. I bought the wave maker, and I'm like, well, let me do my own review. It was terrible. I was like chewing on food, and I looked up how to post a video on YouTube, and I did it. And then I guess people wanted to see the same video.
It's funny that you mentioned that video. So that Sun Mini Wave Maker video now has, last I checked, which was about 2 days ago, had 38,000 views on it, and that is your most watched video to this day.
That's embarrassing to even think about.
But hey, man, it's a good video, and it's smart to make videos that if you think what's somebody gonna like go on YouTube for? Most people go on YouTube for information, like the common person, right? So I have this wave maker, and like, how do I use it? And up pops Unconventional Aquatics, and let's watch it. We've got a few more people in the chat here. We've got Jamie McDonald, we've got Nisi and Candy Overhauls. I just want to say Okay, we are back. I think we are back. We had some technical difficulties. I Okay, I think I'm back. I'm back, but I don't see Anthony. Anthony! 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 Click on the link. You were going to say something. Anthony! Oh, no. We're going to try and get Anthony in. Hopefully, Anthony, if you're watching, maybe try clicking that link again that I emailed you. And here, I'm going to send, let's send Anthony a quick, there he is. He's back. We're back. Okay, it was a cliffhanger. Everyone was saying you were wanted to say something and nobody got to hear what you were going to say.
Oh, I don't even remember what I was going to say. I was trying to figure.
I don't know what's going on today. Facebook wasn't working, Instagram wasn't working, and now this live stream is having some technical difficulties. But we're going to push. We're going to push through it.
Maybe I should have mentioned that my house is bugged.
Okay.
So that might have had something to do with it.
Okay. Well, let's just get on. Maybe we'll ixnay the military questions and we'll get on to some more fish questions. What do you think?
Sounds good. I was joking. My house isn't bugged.
How's the saltwater tank doing?
Saltwater tank. I don't have any saltwater now.
So you had that beginner video of how to set up a saltwater tank. You tore that thing down. You think you'll go back to that?
Oh, absolutely. When I get back to Florida, a saltwater tank is absolutely going to happen.
So yeah. What did your wife think about you setting up the 1,100 gallon indoor pond in your house? How did you get that one?
Well, at first it was set up on my back porch, and
yeah,
we have such crazy weather here that the algae was just taking over. Like I could not combat it. So one day I just told her that I was going to clean the garage, and I cleaned the garage and made just a perfect 10-foot by 8-foot space for that pond. And I was like, I'm going to bring the pond in the garage. And she was just like, okay.
Hey, by the way, I just want to say thanks to everyone for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. We still seem to have like all of our viewers here, so I appreciate that. There's a few more people here. We've got Aquarium Monsters is in the house. We've got Melvin, that is Legacy Aquatics, is in the house as well. So same format as always, everyone. I do have my questions here, but we will also take your questions over in the chat. Anything you want to ask Anthony, we will make sure that we get to it. How old were you when you first started keeping fish there, Anthony?
Oh, I remember the first fish we had was we had a bed of fish, and then I know we had the goldfish orb too. That was probably around like middle school time frame throughout high school. I never really kept anything more than goldfish and betta fish until the Marine Corps, and then once everything took over, it just exploded. But I mean, I guess I was probably around 9 or 10. Okay.
And what's your favorite fish now? What would you say?
Oh, that's a tough question. Oh, I have a lot of I think my favorite fish that I keep right now is got to be this gigantic crappie that I caught. And just because that crappie has been so difficult, is so to get them to eat, they're hard to keep because they don't like to eat. They don't like to compete for food. So he has definitely given me a run for my money and caused me long hours of sitting there waiting for my largemouth bass to finish eating.
Yeah.
To get him to eat food. And that's probably my favorite fish just because I never imagined having it in a fish tank.
I think Hugh over there is prolific breed is saying the red tail. He really loves that red tail that you got going on.
Yeah, that's another favorite. I can't wait till he's like 4 feet long so I can just grab onto his fin and ride him like a dolphin.
I just want to say hello to Dee down the wormhole. Hello, Dee.
Dee. Did we lose Ron?
Okay, I'm back. But I think we lost Anthony. Man, I'm sorry, Anthony. I don't know why we're having so many problems here today. It's like beautiful weather out today, so I don't know why the internet is not working here, but it is struggling to get through today. So, Anthony, if you see the link again, please click on the link and join me again. I apologize, everyone. Thank you for your patience. It's kind of, sorry, man. Sorry, man. Yeah, I don't know why the internet's messing up like this today. But there was a question from Lacey, and she's wondering, when you move, are you taking all your fish with you, especially the wild caught?
Lacey, yes, I am. I'm bringing everything is coming with me. Everything that everything in the 1,100 gallon pond, which there is large amounts of crappie and bluegill. I'm bringing it all with me.
Legacy Aquatics is asking, so unconventional, what got you into monster fish keeping?
So I don't know what I think. I think the pond is what really got me. The pool pond is what really got me into keeping fish that generally get too large for an aquarium, because I've had big tanks and I have big tanks, but you're still so limited. And then once I got that pond, I bought the pond with no idea of what I was going to put in it. And then once I had it, I went out and bought a red tail. I was like, this is a fish that is hard for a lot of people to keep because they require so much space. So let me go get a red tail. And I got a red tail, and I just fell in love with the personality of these big fish.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how that started.
Rymac Cichlids is asking, are you ever going to get African cichlids again?
I still have African cichlids. Rymac, come on now. I got that.
Pay attention, Rymac. Come on.
They're in a pond. I have a 150-gallon African cichlid pond in my garage.
I like how you call that your mini pond.
Yeah.
So I noticed your wife is saying that she's stressing out about that part. I think she's talking about the move with all the fish.
Yeah, every time we talk about it, I'm like, we're just going to cross that bridge when we get there. But my plan is to get the big square water tanks that have like the bars around them, kind of like what James Largo at the Cichlid Shack breeds.
Oh, yeah.
That's my plan. I'm going to get about 3 or 4 of those, put all the fish I can in those, and then maybe the smaller stuff like these guys here, which aren't really that small. I'm going to probably bag them up and transport them kind of like I just bought them from a store.
Cool. Cameron over Learning to Fish Keep there is wondering, how's the betta pond?
The betta pond. The betta pond is awesome. That is definitely the people's favorite when they come over to my house.
So how many tanks / ponds do you have in total?
So nine running tanks and 4 ponds. We have the 1100, a 150, a 270, and then the little 7-gallon beta pond in the kitchen.
So you have one daughter, right?
One son.
One son. So you have one son and your wife. What's everyone's favorite tank or a pond?
I would have to say my son's favorite is definitely the his favorite fish, hands down, is the red tail catfish. He always talks about the red tail. I want to see the red tail.
Yeah.
So he comes over to see that all the time. My wife, I don't know. What's your favorite tank?
Is she saying none of them? What about you? What's your favorite one?
That's hard too. That's another hard one. See, some of these I wish I could just put everybody together, and then that would be my favorite. I mean, I have the tank here with the Asian needle gar in them, which are like super interesting to watch. 2 of them were trying to eat each other yesterday, which I found kind of interesting. I don't know. I think my favorite's got to be my 6-footer that's right behind the camera with the largemouth bass, the crappie, and the red tail. And that being the red tail, I grew him from just over an inch long to he's at about a foot now. And the bass, my little brother caught, and the crappie I caught. So I really like that tank.
So since you started out, your channel's been growing like at a rapid rate. Like, I mean, you just hit 4,000 the other day, and you're around like 4,050 or something like that now. What tips do you have for a new channel starting out, trying to get some traction?
That's an awesome question. You know, probably one of the most influential person in my YouTube journey was when I met Evan Alexander, the Inquisitive Fish Guy, and he really taught me some stuff, some such basic things that I think a lot of people overlook that just make so much sense once you implement them. And one of the things was consistency, staying consistent. So, you know, I noticed such a huge improvement. Not that I was ever trying to like grow a channel, but I mean, I was putting the time in. So I was like, I kind of want to see what would happen if I stayed consistent. So I decided that I was going to start uploading every other day. And consistency has been huge. And then, you know, the behind the scenes stuff, like tagging your videos. There's so many people out there with great content that are missing out on a lot of potential discovery just based off tags. And another thing that Evan taught me that was super valuable is just finding your niche and kind of sticking in that niche. You know, that way you're not all over the place and YouTube can't really figure out who you are. So once I started really implementing that is when I saw tremendous growth. And then I think possibly one of the most powerful things on this platform is what we're doing right now. I mean, collaborations, you know, I always tell people, do a video, let's do a video or something like that, because in my eyes, like that's the best way to get people to kind of see what you have to offer.
That's funny that you mentioned IFG. IFG will be my guest next week on Wednesday Night What's Up.
Nice. He's truly an amazing person.
So you catch a lot of wild fish and then you keep them. Is that more satisfying than buying fish?
Yeah, it is. You know, it never dawned on me because, you know, I've been a fisherman my whole life, and it never dawned on me to like, well, why don't I try to catch some fish and put them in my tank? And it's definitely different. I mean, it's cheaper, but it's definitely time consuming, and it's easy to get complacent. I mean, I think we had, for, you know, everybody who's here that's familiar with who I am, we saw where I got complacent when I titled it, I think, The Black Plague, in my pool pond. And essentially what happened there was I was bringing fish from a really nasty community pond and bringing them into my pond with the overall goal of giving them a better life. And I was getting so into it that I was like, oh, well, that pond, since all those fish are being caught out of the same pond, I don't need to worry about, spending all the money to treat 1,100 gallons worth of water. And what ended up happening was we had a fungal outbreak, and then I almost lost two of my gigantic bass. So it's fun in a way, but, after a while, especially with, I have driving limitations. I'm not even supposed to drive a car. So I'm limited to where I can go, and I'm kind of maxed out on the species that I can even catch. So now I find myself back in the fish stores a lot, kind of searching for things that are oddball. And I always tell them, if you get weird stuff in, let me know. And I don't get weird stuff in very often.
Mike, the Fish Tank Barn's got a question. Can you ask about the permits that you need to keep the native fish?
Yes, so that's a question I actually get asked a lot, and I think it's good that people ask it, because you can get in a lot of trouble depending on where you live. So the best way to find out if game fish are legal to keep in your area is to try to contact Fish and Game. So wherever you live, like for instance, I'm in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So if I was looking up how to get in contact with Fish and Game, I would just Google Jacksonville, North Carolina, Fish and Wildlife, and give them a call. Or if you have like a really good, knowledgeable fish store, you can go in and ask them. And was actually my second confirmation. After I got their confirmation, I was still kind of like, eh. Mm-hmm. So I went to the fish store, and they double confirmed that, because the last thing I wanted to do, being that I was going to be putting these videos on the internet, is have the cops come busting through my door one day.
Yeah. My High Pleco says that 90% of his fish are wild caught, but you didn't catch them yourself, Mikey. That's the difference. That's what we're talking about here. And another comment from Jamie McDonald that I missed earlier. Candy Overhauls has consistently no content. It is the best no content channel on YouTube. That's very difficult to disagree with there, Jamie. Okay, where we got here? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about one of your fish in particular. I have a clown loach named Pennywise. What is your fish named Pennywise?
The spotted Raphael catfish.
And how's he doing?
He's doing great. That was just a fish that I had never seen before. I never did a lot of research into specifically Raphael catfish besides how to take care of them. So I didn't know about the other variants. And when I walked into the store one day and saw that, I was like, I need that. Aquarium
Monsters is wondering if we could see your new tat.
Oh, the new tats. So I got, everything used to stop right here at 3/4, because in the Marine Corps, they have very strict tattoo regulations. And I was not in regulations. So I actually, I paid the price a little bit for all my tattoos, but I recently just got everything finished, and I just kind of went all out. So I got a little octopus right here. Great white shark. I don't know what to do with my hands. There we go. Great white shark there. And I even went the extra mile and got my fingers done. My whole arm is kind of military, combat related, family related. In a sense, it kind of tells a story, and it ends with fate, which is tattooed across my fingers, which is now my #1 most painful spot to get tattooed. And that just kind of seals it as everything that I've been through in my life is like my fate. This is what was supposed to happen to me. So I'm just accepting everything and living it to the fullest.
Were you like brought up in a military family, or was that something that came along later on in life when you thought, I'm going to join the military?
So everyone always asked me that, especially that knew my father. He passed away right when I got home from my last deployment, which didn't make things any better. But he was very strict. I grew up in a very ordered household, which definitely prepared me for going into the military. But I actually went into the Marine Corps for the sole reason is to impress my dad. As weird as that sounded, as I got older, we kind of grew further apart, and I don't know. I had this feeling that he was disappointed in who I was when he wasn't. So I went into the Marine Corps to make him proud, kind of thing, and to also serve my country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that happened. So I'm the first Marine in my family. We have 2 Navy veterans, but yeah, I'm the only Marine.
Congratulations, man.
Yes.
You look back. Except what?
Set the standard for everybody else behind me.
For sure. Let's kind of shift gears for a second here. I don't know how we go from that to this, but what's your favorite type of filtration?
Favorite type of filtration? That's a tough one. I would say in terms
Use a lot. I mean, I could see some sponge filters behind you there, but you kind of.
Yeah, I would say in terms of cost effectiveness, I'm a big cost effective person. I love sponge filtration. I mean, it provides everything you need. I know the front facing camera on phones is terrible, but this, it keeps this water crystal clear. And when people come over and they see this tank, they're like, what, are you running something other than sponges? And I'm like, no, it's just straight sponges. So I would say in terms of price and just overall performance, I love sponges. But I mean, I run everything. I have canister sponges hang on the backs. I have a sump that runs the pond in the garage. So
I'm with you. I have a little bit of everything depending on what I need, except for sump. I don't have a sump going. We've got a few more people in the chat here that I haven't had a chance to say hi to. Fish Tropic, Jason. What's going on, my friend?
Fish Tropic.
Kevin Rosenberg is here. Full Moon Aquatics is here. SC Fish Keeping says that the reason I feel I took the easy way out of my sleeve is not tattooing my hand. But the hand hurts the most, right?
The hand is not bad. My number one prior to my fingers was my ribs, and number 2 being the elbow. And then the fingers don't really hurt. It's when they hit the knuckles. That was, I have a weird addiction to like tattoo pain. I love it. But when they hit my knuckles, I was like, man, this is it.
That was a bad one.
Yeah.
I saw this question earlier in the chat. Are you going to Aquashella Dallas?
So this is like extremely ironic. I live in North Carolina. I'm actually going to be in Dallas the exact same weekend as Aquashella, but I'm going to be there with a program called Operation Heal Our Patriots. 6 months or so back when I went to Alaska that I announced on my channel. That was a trip that they did for combat wounded veterans. So it's kind of like a reunion thing, but I am talking to several other content creators as well as just other fish keepers. I've been trying to see if I can get like a bracket of time to come meet everybody.
That'd be cool. So have you gone to any of these fish conventions yet, or is this going to be your first one?
I have not. I wanted to go to Monster Fish Bash this year down in Florida, but the move is kind of taken over, so that won't be till next year. I was trying to go to the Aquatic Experience last year, but I had nightmares with the VA that I was trying to work out, and it just never ended up happening.
Let's talk about your move a little bit here. Are you stressed out about the move at all?
No, I'm trying to stay as completely stress-free as possible. I get stressed out pretty easily, but I just keep telling myself that the fish are going to be the last on the truck, and they're going to be the first off. And I plan to, when I get there, just roll the tanks out of the back of the truck, the big water tanks, and just keep the fish in there for the first day or two and get everything set up and make it the least stressful experience possible.
And then how are you going to set it up? Are you going to change things up, or what have you learned that you're like, well, I'm definitely not doing that again? And what are you thinking like, oh, I really want to try this for the first time?
So yeah, there's going to be big time changes. I mean, the pond game is going to be absolutely insane. I've already kind of passed this through the wife. I want to have like a 40-foot long by like 20 feet front a rectangular pond in the backyard with a concrete bottom, and then a beach, and then have all the big red tails and stuff in there. And then as far as like fish room stuff, I'm going to keep everything in the garage there, and I'm going to build up. And I only really want to use 125s. And I think the biggest thing that I want to invest my time in is doing a auto water change system.
Oh, really? That'll be cool.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of research on that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Paul, the inventory king,
Yeah.
he's like the mad scientist of like plumbing, and I've watched his stuff over and over again, and I'm probably going to have to watch it again when I'm doing it, but that's something I definitely need to do.
I think people wouldn't mind here if you stepped out for a second, grabbed Bongo, and did a performance of the Hawaiian Peacock intro. Anthony, is that something you could do for us right now? It's being requested here.
Oh, and I'm looking at my computer. I also see that my wife has been so courteous to bring me my bongos. So yes, I will go get it.
Okay, great. And this is going to be good. We're getting the live version. If you haven't seen some of Hawaiian Peacock's videos with Anthony, I think he had a take 2 that he did on Instagram as well of Hawaiian Peacock, but it's going to be good. I can't wait. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to pop in. And once again, I apologize for the internet troubles that we've had tonight. It's kind of made it a little bit of a choppy stream, but we'll go with it. And I appreciate everyone that has stayed in the chat this long as well. Okay, we ready?
You got my bongo? We got the bongo.
Okay.
So are we going?
Actually, before you have it, I think you have some volume turned up on your end there that maybe we might need to turn down a little. Oh, thanks, babe. Oh, my wife just brought me a coffee. Here we go.
Now? Sorry.
We're good. Oh, hey, Mad Fish Jiva. Okay. Uh-oh, I think I just slurped on camera. Ashley saying hi. Hello, Dean.
All right.
Okay.
Need to hydrate real quick.
Okay.
All right. So I guess I mean, are we wanting the remix or the original, or?
I feel like we should maybe start with the original, and then maybe like a 5-second break, and then go right into the remix.
Right into the remix. Okay. I'm mentally preparing right now because I just threw it off the top of my head, but I do have a lot of training in bongos. You're about to get a show. I'm just kidding. I'm terrible.
I'll be quiet and let you go.
All right, Mel. You better love me after this one because I'm putting myself out there right now. All right. Whew. I don't even remember how I started the beat. Okay. Oh, I got it now. I got it. It's Brother Mel, the Hawaiian Peacock. He likes aqua blue water. And his boy Anthony. I said, I'm sorry, Mrs. Peacock, but it's just me and Mel in aqua blue water. Aqua blue water. I just realized I sung the remix, but it was the first thing that came to my head.
The remix is awesome, man. Like, I think people fell in love with the remix.
Dude, this is why I love YouTube, Ron, because like I can hear my wife laughing through the house right now, and this is exactly what I wanted when I told my psychiatrist I wanted to be myself prior to the deployments, and this is who I am. That's why this is what you get. It's just me.
Well, that's what we love, man. And you've started a second channel as well, which is UA Fishing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, so I started that. I started that for kind of multiple reasons. I took a poll kind of in one of my videos, because when I'm not, making a video about on unconventional aquatics or editing, which we all know how time consuming that is, I'm fishing literally always. And because I am fully disabled through the VA, and I have a really bad panic disorder, so I can't work for anybody. So I spend all my time fishing, and I found myself incorporating more fishing into my unconventional aquatics videos. And then I was just sitting there thinking one night, I'm like, I was kind of looking. I'm not a big analytics person. I don't like looking at analytics, just because analytics don't lie, and I don't like to look at it often because I just like to have fun and make my videos. But once I kind of started to see kind of a decrease, and then I thought to myself, I'm like, well, not every fish keeper likes fishing, or so I was like, rather than all this, all the awesome people that support me, that I've worked very hard to get them to support me, I don't want to drive them away by incorporating too much fishing into my channel. But I have so much footage because I wear a GoPro all the time. I decided, let me make a fishing channel. I may post, once a week or something like that. And that's kind of how that started.
So do you think you'll go on any like trips and film it? Like, I know a lot of these guys like Dean and Joseph that are in here went to Peru and that. Do you think you'd be going on any like exotic adventures, doing some catching fish in the wild?
That would be really cool. I know when I do get back to Florida, the fishing and fish keeping aspect is just going to go crazy, because I think everybody here knows how flooded Florida is with having ornamental fish in the waterways. So I think that's going to be fun to, catch those and keep those for Unconventional Aquatics channel, and then the UA fishing, just to see what kind of craziness that I can run into there, which I'm terrified of alligators, so I'm sure we'll have some fun videos.
Even though you've caught one.
I just don't like alligators. I can deal with sharks all day long, but it's like an alligator will just eat you for no reason. So
just don't like them. I don't like them.
I just don't. I know I can hold my own, but I don't think I can hold my own with an alligator.
You get a lot of views though if you wrestle an alligator.
I could Photoshop myself inside the alligator's mouth. That would
or just do it for real. That would work cool. Those fish collecting videos, man, they do good for views. That'll be awesome if you get going on those.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I really enjoy it.
So you've got a few other ways that you kind of make a little money. You sell T-shirts as well, and I noticed you promoting TubeBuddy on your channel as well. What other thoughts do you have for expanding into the entrepreneur world through Unconventional Aquatics?
Well, honestly, I really don't have any like desire to. I mean, if an opportunity comes my way and it's something that I'm passionate about, I may look at it. I made the T-shirts just because people wanted shirts, and I'm kind of have a few screws loose, so I came up with some funny ideas for shirts and stuff like that. TubeBuddy, I am a TubeBuddy affiliate. I don't make any money. They just like give me like little perks, like I can try the epic version or whatever it is if so many people download it. But the only reason I even did that was because how much TubeBuddy's helped me as far as like, building tag lists and stuff like that.
So you do the paid version, right?
Yeah, I pay for TubeBuddy. I just use the cheap one. That's the one I started out with, and I still use it today, and it makes things a lot easier.
That's good. Maybe I should try. I do the free version. I've started that one about 6 months ago, but maybe I should step up a little and try the not so free one.
Yeah, the not so free one's good too for people that are just starting out, because they give you like a huge discount if your channel's under a certain number of like subscribers and views. But I mean, I like it. I think to get the full experience, that you definitely have to use it on a laptop.
Dean says that he would wrestle an alligator if it had no teeth and was stuffed. That's, yeah, okay. I get
I would
that.
wrestle one with Dean in that case.
I saw up in the chat here that Joseph and Dean have invited you to their next Peru trip. So,
Oh, I am down. I am down.
So when's the next video coming out? You came out with one today. I actually didn't get a chance to watch that one yet, but it is in my watch later one. I had, parent teacher stuff today and work and yada yada yada. But what's your uploading schedule?
So the video that actually came out today, that video almost put me into a full panic attack last night because I don't know what's going on in the world with internet right now. But last night it wouldn't upload. I spent 4 hours sitting there uploading it, and then it would upload, and then the processing, it wouldn't process, so I could never upload it. And today, this morning, I finally got it to upload, and it was just the thumbnail and a title. There was nothing else. So then I had to pull it down and re-upload it. So every other day, so I upload one day, and then the next day I record and edit and then upload the following day. So this kind of threw me off a little bit. So I'll be pushed back a day. So tomorrow I'll film and edit and then upload the following day.
That's a pretty cool schedule that you got there. But I mean, that's been part of the secrets to your success, right? Like pumping out these videos every couple of days.
Yeah, it's just, and I like it like that too, because then it doesn't feel like a job. It's fun.
Yeah, just a hobby, right?
Yeah.
So I've got a box of fish that have just arrived. So I'm going to do an unboxing video that'll come out this Friday. I talked about next week. I've got IFG is with us for our Wednesday night What's Up. So that's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. I just want to say, oh, Terry Lindsay. Terry Lindsay, thanks very much for picking up those plecos today. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thanks for everyone's patience today. Thank you in the chat. Everyone just, hanging out still, even though we had those internet problems. Thank you to our moderators today. Thank you very much, especially to Anthony today. Anthony, Unconventional Aquatics. There's a link in the description. If you haven't subscribed to Anthony yet, please go and check him out. And if you like this interview, please hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks very much, Anthony.
Thank you, Ron. Thanks, everybody who joined. Definitely smash that like button for Ron, guys. This is awesome what he's doing.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much, everyone. And join me next week for another edition, Friday Fish Facts.